It's Art Tip Tuesday. Let's talk about naming your paintings. That is something that I get asked about a lot. Personally, I feel like titles are really important for artwork. It's like the icing on the cake, or maybe the sprinkles on the icing on the cake. But I feel like a title just adds a little something extra to a painting. It can be a struggle to come up with your titles, and I think especially when you are in the beginning of your painting journey and you haven't quite figured out a system, I think it can be a struggle, and it's something that a lot of people, a lot of artists talk about. I enjoy it. I think it's fun to come up with titles, but I'm kind of a word nerd. I keep lists and I collect quotes and phrases from books that I read that I like and lines from movies and song lyrics, and so I just really enjoy words, and so I think that helps. So there are different approaches that people take when they come up with their titles. Some people like to pick a title and then before they start painting, and then that kind of guides their painting process. I personally, that doesn't work for me. Probably because, for one thing, I rarely plan my paintings before I start, and I have no idea where they're going to go or what they're going to look like when I'm finished. So I come up with my title either while I'm painting or after I'm finished. Sometimes when I'm painting, something just goes through my mind, maybe a phrase or maybe a lyric, or something is just kind of in my head as I'm painting, and so I kind of know that's what's going to be the title. If that doesn't happen, then when I'm finished with the painting, I'll just sit with it quietly for a little bit and just kind of see how it makes me feel and see if anything comes to me. Maybe a title won't come to me at that point, but just the general feel that I want the title to have will come to me. So at that point, I go to my list. I keep a list in the Notes app on my phone. I used to keep it in a notebook, and if you're more of an analog kind of person, that might work better for you. But I found that keeping it on my phone was really handy because whenever I came up with an idea, no matter where I was, I could just add it to my list. So what's on the list? Sometimes I hear a phrase in conversation that I think, oh, that would make a really good painting title. So I put that on my list. Again, song lyrics, or maybe a line I hear on TV in a movie or a TV show, or maybe not even a whole sentence from a song lyric, but maybe just a little part of it, just a group of words, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking and something comes to me and I think, oh, that sounds like a good painting title. But I keep a list. And at this point, I don't know, I've been doing that for a few years and I don't even know how many are on that list, but it's long. And as I use them, I put a check mark. I don't take them off the list. I just put a check mark and then I know I've used that. I used to put a little description of the painting that I gave that title, but I don't do that anymore because after so many, it's like I either remember, typically I remember the painting that I gave the title to, but it's like I don't try to keep that in that particular place. I keep the paintings, the titles of the paintings, in another place. But so sorry, I rambled off. I rambled off for a minute there. So then I go back to that list and I just kind of sit with the painting. I kind of scroll through my list, and I already have an idea of the general feel that I want. And so I just kind of scroll through my list and something sometimes jumps out at me and it's like, oh, yeah, that's it. Or maybe it'll be, that might work. And so I keep looking, and it's just a process of narrowing down from the titles that I have, the suggestions that I have, or maybe I'll take one I don't use it exactly as I had written it, but it inspires something else. So the list is just really helpful because I'm not starting from scratch every single time. and it just gives me kind of a starting point. So that's something you might want to think about doing. If other people out there have ideas for their method for titling paintings, I would love to know your methods. What works for me isn't necessarily going to work for somebody else, but if we all share our ideas, then maybe that'll be helpful. Please feel free to share your comments or questions here, or you can always message me. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.